So what are the typical errors of a solution slide? There are many typical errors. I took the 3 most common and I want to discuss them shortly. Getting too technical, I already mentioned that when it comes to the problem slide. It's also a common mistake on the solution slide. It's hard to understand a very technical description of a solution if you are not an expert in that field. So keep that in mind and keep the solution slide, again, easy to understand. Use simplifications if you need them. Many people mix it up with their USP, but the USP and the solution are 2 different things. Of course, there are definitely connections between those 2, but focusing on the USP and focusing on the solution are 2 different things. Why? Because the solution is just an explanation of how your product or your solution in general, what it is doing, what it offers, what the outcome is. Your USP is more of it helps you to distinguish yourself from others, but you don't have to mention it on the solution slide. It's basically too early. Let the reader understand it step by step. So let's start with your solution. And then if you have covered that, then you can add a USP slide later on the pitch deck and we'll talk about that. Also, it's not the same as the product. Why? Because the solution is basically only the point of view of the customer, if you want. I always use that as a rule of thumb. The solution is more of a customer's point of view, and he just sees the impact, or let's say the problem going away, how the new world looks like. The product also contains parts that the customer is unlikely to see, like maybe a back end and so on. That's very different from the solution. So the solution slide is not a USP slide, it's not a product slide. And I think that's a really important thing to remember. And yeah, so I think that's already it regarding the typical errors of a solution slide. In the next video, we will discuss the Airbnb solution slide as an example. See you then.